By Will Hardy here. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. And the Warriors making a change here. Santos has checked in. So, Greg, tonight is night 2 of the back-to-back. These can't be easy to play in.
Yeah, this is a test of will and really of conditioning as well. I expect there to be some big swings tonight. Should be a fun one.
Now, here is George. 23 points his last outing.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Here's Bennett, and Bennett throws it down.
And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
They have used their size and their strength to get off any shot they want. They've dominated on the interior.
Took him no time at all on that one. George has got 7 points.
And developing that 3-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
Fires the 3. Shot by Bennett, no good.
Well, that's the opportunity they're looking for, just not the result, obviously.
Here's the 3. Porzingis with the rebound. Warriors leading by 7. Shot by Bennett, no good. For the Warriors. They won their last contest, that game against the Trailblazers.
And if you look at the box score from that game, guys, the first thing you'll notice is how many turnovers they forced.
And I think that's a product of being incredibly aggressive. You could see that was a part of their strategy going in, and I thought they were consistently following that the entire game.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Kessler passes to Baylor. Jackson in the corner. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Pass to Bennett. He takes it. Oh!
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
Well, you set the tempo early, and when you get command and control of a game, it's perfect.
And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Warriors lead by 11. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from San Francisco. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one. Here's Bennett. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got his fourth assist in this one.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thank you, guys. The Warriors are trying to maximize what Steph Curry has left. Coach Kerr said, quote, "What we're watching with Steph is one of the greatest artists of all time in his twilight. What can we do to give him the best chance to perform, to make the game easier for him?" That's where we are. Back over to you.
Looking to stay in the mix. Allie, we thank you very much.
Oh, he's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. In his 16th season in the NBA, Doris, Al Horford got his first title with the Celtics.
That 2024 championship was so special for Al. Remember, he had played almost 200 playoff games. And remember, for the vast majority of that run, Al Horford was the starting five for the Boston Celtics. Incredible.
Warriors leading by 22. Sweet move. Shot by Bennett, no good. Jazz have gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second, 5 of 10. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin. Kevin, all I can think of is
that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Santos is checked in. Moody subbed in for Jimmy Butler. Bailey with a wide open look. The Jazz with another miss. Here's Bennett. Banked in off the glass. Bennett's got 30.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Nice shot by Bennett.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Here's Jackson, and he gets the bucket.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Warriors leading by 22. Bennett with it. We saw him go on a scoring rampage last game. Takes a three, gets it to go from beyond the arc. Bennett's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Warriors. And it's Bailey in the corner. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. 3 points. George has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Here's Bennett. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
Big time shot to beat the buzzer there. My goodness.
Well, that's a perfect end to the quarter for them. You have no idea how much of an effect those buzzer beaters can have on a team's momentum.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Back to the action in just a minute.
Welcome, one and all. Before we hear Kenny and Shaq's insights on that first half, let's look ahead and check out the upcoming schedule.
And looking at the Kings matchup, this looks like a complete toss-up to me. Talent level is similar. These games often come down to a few key plays.
And if that's the case, we'll see who has the better closers tonight. And switching gears now to that first half. Big hill to climb for the Jazz.
They say live by the 3, die by the 3. Right now, they are on life support.
Agreed. They're shooting their way right out of this.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Really an incredible game from the machine.
That first half looked like a dunk contest mixtape. Was just destroying the rim.
And this guy, he plays fast, he's aggressive, and if you let him get to the cup, there is nothing that you can do about it.
Golden State's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. to 13. So on the floor for Utah. Bailey out there with Keontae George. Then it's Jaren Jackson. Then there's Walker Kessler. And it's Sensabaugh in at the 3 spot. George with the bucket.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Here's Bennett. He has 38 in the game. Fires the 3, and the 3 ball is good. Bennett's got 41.
The defense a step slow. You can see the results.
And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Well, the Jazz have traded away a lot of their veterans, but all-star Lauri Markkanen still remains. After a down shooting season a year ago, perhaps he needs to build his value back up around the league, or they would consider moving him.
He can heat up in a hurry, that's for sure. We appreciate the update. Thanks, Shams.
That was worth the price of admission. Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rim. And that's a great look at that slam from our AT&T Connected Cam. That doesn't go either for George.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look. And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Here's Bailey. Goes to the fadeaway and cans it. Bailey's got 7.
That's what made Ace Bailey a top 5 pick. His supreme talent as a pure shot maker.
And it's in there.
Boy, bringing tremendous energy right now, and his teammates are absolutely feeding off it.
From deep, George, a costly foul there. He'll shoot 3 free throws.
Yeah, good job trying to get a hand in the face, but you've got to be more careful.
Utah shooting their first free throws of the game.
Not really where you'd like to be as a team in terms of free throw shooting, just about 73%.
And he makes the first. And GA, you know, some people argue that defense has declined in recent years. Would you agree?
I think mostly it's just harder to defend in today's game. You have to cover so much more ground, and with the lack of physicality, it just makes it more challenging.
Utah calls timeout. Good on the second free throw.
Name a type of shot Keontae George can hit it. More than capable of scoring at all 3 levels.
Warriors have gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break.
He is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Jazz. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played, and no good.
Boy, this guy was able to connect from deep in the first half, hasn't found the range since.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Kessler setting the pick for Bailey. Kessler passes to George. Sinks that one from the post. And that's now 20 points from Keontae George.
This is why you select Keontae George. This guy is very capable of huge offensive nights.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
The Warriors shooting their first free throws of the night. First one falls for. LDB, something that never seems to go away during the season is chatter about trades.
And Kevin, what makes this so interesting is that very often fans of this league are as interested in trades, who's coming and going, as they are in the results of their team. It's a little intrigue that everybody wants a piece of.
We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Hey, Kevin. The future of the NBA is digital. Commissioner Silver said streaming allows us to better engage fans through the personalization of telecasts, creating chat communities, buying products, playing fantasy. There's an enormous opportunity. We are just barely scratching the surface. Guys?
It's getting interactive. Okay, thank you, Allie.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Pass to Kessler. Inside. And he floats in for the easy two. Credit the assist on that one.
The lead pass is on the money. Make it so easy for your teammate.
Puts up a deep three. Shot by Bennett, no good. Utah's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Jackson passes to Bailey. Puts it up from 12. Here's Collier. A three-pointer, no good. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Bennett, and good! There's another.
I can't believe I'm saying this. He's now second in 60-point games all time.
Tapping into his full arsenal, night in and night out. Now Bailey. He's got 7. There's the triple. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's the Golden State Warriors, up by 33 points as the buzzer sounds. A huge lead for them. It seems like nothing they do can go wrong as they string together one successful possession after another and are simply running away with this one. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. The Jazz. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And Allie LaForce has got something now for us from the floor. Allie, take it away.
Well, Steph, you had a break in the schedule before this game. What did that do for you and this team?
With those extra days, we were able to just recharge, both mentally and physically, have 2 good days of practice, and have the performance we had tonight.
Those practice days do not come by often. Glad you were able to take advantage. Guys?
And as always, Allie, thank you so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Dorisburg, Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in tonight. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, the Machine.
Welcome, everyone, to the final matchup before the knockout round. Things are starting to get a little chippy. Everyone jostling for that NBA Cup. Here alongside Tim Legler and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson with Allie LaForce joining us courtside. Let's take a look at the numbers for Kevin Durant.
And over the last 5 games, his field goal percentage has increased. And you can make a case his confidence as well because of this.
So the Houston starting 5. Katie and Smith, the lengthy duo at forward. Aaron Holiday out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Şengün in at the 5, down low. And for the Warriors, Butler and Draymond are the 3 and the 4. Then it's Kristaps Porzingis. Then there's Stephen Curry. And it's Bennett in at the 1. And for both of these teams, this is their 4th and final game of group play.
Yeah, and both have done what they needed to do in order to remain in contention for the NBA Cup. But only one side can emerge victorious tonight.
With the drive. Oh, and he brings it down with a two-handed jam.
Wow. I'll tell you, such an advantage having a playmaker who can get up to the rim and finish.
Now that is what every team wants.
And you can see how it energizes the entire team.
Well, VanVleet likes to work up close and personal at the basket, always ready to take it inside. I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
And we knew coming into this game, we expected him to be very involved early.
Driving to the basket, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
There you go. He's a monster at the rim.
So athletic. Obviously, he plays on the attack. Here's Durant. 35 points his last game. And we're about a minute into the first. It's rebounded by Golden State. And guys, they're up to 19 straight now. What a remarkable run.
Few teams in the history of this league have ever put together a streak like this. And you know what I think? It's going to continue beyond tonight.
And Houston has possession. The Warriors getting their last shot to go. Basket counts. VanVleet's gotten his second bucket.
Yeah, so good to see Smith passing the ball like this, wanting to improve as a distributor in the NBA.
And we're joined now by Shams Charania. He's calling in with a story. Good to have you, Shams. What's going on?
You look at the Houston Rockets, already one of the most physically imposing teams in the league last season, and they got even bigger signing Clint Capella, of course, the trade for Kevin Durant, and bringing back Steven Adams. They're a team that nobody looks forward to facing, guys.
Leveraging that tall timber. All right, Shams, appreciate the report. Count it.
And sometimes you forget about VanVleet's speed. When this happens, he's more than happy to remind you of it.
The Warriors have gone 5 of 5 in this quarter. Solid. Shot is good by Bennett.
Well, it's certainly been a good night for him, and it is showing on the scoreboard.
For Houston, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the opening quarter. Here's the pick. The 3, Smith buries it from 3.
Yeah, looking so comfortable out there on the perimeter. Smith has really invested in getting this shot dialed in.
Curry finds Butler. Here's Bennett. Over VanVleet. And again, it's Golden State.
He's off to a fantastic start.
Rockets trail by 7. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Hey, the Warriors have come a long way during the Curry era. Draymond Green said, quote, "We built this thing up from the laughingstock of the NBA. I take a great deal of pride in that. I think about this organization like it's mine. If the Warriors win the championship 10 years from now, that's our championship. Period." Brian?
All right, thank you, Allie. And some changes here for the Warriors. Santos has checked in for Green. And Moody is subbed in for Jimmy Butler. And then for Houston, Clint Capella, he's checked in for Alperen Şengün. Eason comes in for Holiday. And it's Shepard in for VanVleet. First quarter of play, and we're about 3 minutes in. Shepard. For 3, Smith gets the 3 to fall. Smith's got 6.
You know, Smith came into the league as a capable and confident shooter off the catch.
Here's Bennett, and he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
Wow. I'll tell you, such an advantage having a playmaker who can get up to the rim and finish.
Now that is what every team wants.
And you can see how it energizes the entire team.
For years, Durant has spoiled us with his incredible shot-making ability.
Well, Tim, Kevin Durant, the winner of the 2025 Magic Johnson Award, recognized for his grace with the media.
Well, he is willing to engage with the media and the fans, B.A., even on a range of topics. He'll weigh in and give his thoughts.
Out of bounds, it'll go to the Warriors. So for the Rockets, Finney Smith checked in for Smith, and Okogie is subbed in for Kevin Durant. Here's Bennett. Off target from three-point range. Rockets trail by 6. Pass to Shepherd. To the paint. And it's Capella with the jam.
Yeah, at the offensive end, more often than not, you'll find Capella at the rim.
Releases from 15. Shot is good by Bennett. Bennett's got 23 points.
He's putting on a show this quarter, and the team's feeding off his energy.
Here's Okogie. Back to Finney Smith. Houston working the ball around. Pass to Shepherd. There's the three. It's rebounded by Golden State.
Yeah, so many times we will see shooters of any caliber miss that wide open three.
Bennett can't hit. Houston has gone 3 of 4 on threes here in this first quarter. Now here's Eason. Moody defends. Eason pass to Okogie. And here's Shepherd for 3. And a hand on it. And it's out of bounds to the Rockets as Houston retains possession. 8 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Şengün over Horford. And Şengün gets it to go.
Well, what a steady presence offensively and a very difficult player to game plan for.
Well, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Warriors ahead, up 4. Quarter number 2 coming up right after this break. Don't go anywhere. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Warriors.
Man, I'll say this. I mean, the mid-range jumper has been a huge weapon for them offensively.
And the new group getting ready for the Rockets. Smith, he's checked in for Finney Smith. Kevin Durant comes in for Eason. Holiday's checked in for Okogie. And Van Vliet is subbed in for Shepherd. And defense has been the strength of the Warriors. So what do they need offensively, Tim?
Well, B.A., they need more consistent scoring outside of Steph Curry. Jimmy Butler certainly has helped, but to win at the highest level, it requires more than one 3-level scorer.
So the Rockets 5 now. Inside, Smith and Şengün. Fred Van Vliet out there with Aaron Holiday. And it's Durant in at the 3. And the basket by Van Vliet.
And the luxury of having Van Vliet. He doesn't need the ball to score. Fred can work off the rock and be a spot-up shooter.
Shot is good by Bennett. Bennett's got 28.
Another triple for him. His 4th of the night after that monster first quarter where he hit 3 of them.
Here's Van Vliet. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
Well, he's not the reason they're down right now. He has played smart, efficient basketball.
Shot is good by Bennett. Bennett's got 7 now in this quarter.
Clutch buckets. He's paving the way as they hit the home stretch.
3-pointer, Van Vliet. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. They're getting their first look of the season at the Rockets in this one.
Last go-around, they lost the regular season series to this team, but beat them in the playoffs. He's been dropping them in from downtown since the tip. 3 triples in the first quarter, 2 more since.
Here's Durant. Durant powers through the contact to finish inside.
Look at Durant working around the inside defense, getting his shot despite the contest.
Plenty of daylight on that shot. Bennett's got 36 points.
He's got a solid rhythm going from the perimeter. 3 triples in the first quarter, and now 3 more since.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds.
Warriors lead by 14. Here's Bennett. We saw him go on a scoring rampage last game. He was unstoppable. From the arc. And the Warriors with another three.
Exactly what every offense needs. Shooters who can force the defense to extend.
Yeah, that's how you create that spacing, and that will open up a lot of options offensively.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Warriors ahead, leading by 17. And we'll be right back after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And it's time for your fan half-court shot. Please direct your attention to center court. Gideon Beat. And measuring up the shot. Let's hear it for the participant.
Welcome, everybody. And as we start to work our way through the season, a sneak peek at the Rookie of the Year race.
Yeah, these guys are already playing great. I like their futures, brighter than our shiny heads under these lights.
Ah, yes, to be follically challenged. Most rookies don't know about that yet. Now we'll take a look back at our featured game. That was quite a performance for the Warriors.
Their offense may get the credit for the lead, but they've set the tone with their rebounding.
I give it the Shaq stamp of approval. They've been the schoolyard bullies today.
Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the second half.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Butler and Draymond are the 3 and the 4. Then there's Stephen Curry. Then it's Kristaps Porzingis. And it's Bennett in at the point guard. That's the Warriors 5.
Using his superb court vision, Green is able to routinely find his open teammate.
Rockets trail by 19. And Tim, last season, Draymond Green adding a Hustle Player of the Year award to his Hall of Fame resume.
Yeah, B.A., that's an award every young player should aspire to have. But I know for Draymond Green, he was hoping to get his second Defensive Player of the Year award.
In today's game, you can never afford to get beat in the three-point battle.
Houston has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the third. Smith right side. Houston working the ball around. Van Vliet, and he banks in the layup. 14 points for Fred Van Vliet.
Yeah, look at the strength from Van Vliet. Not the biggest, but wouldn't be denied.
Here's Bennett. He's got 44 over Van Vliet. And there's another one for the Warriors.
And he has led the attack for them the entire game, and now he's trying to get them to the finish line.
And so Ime Udoka decides to call timeout. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. And you watch Alperen Sengun. He's a beast on the blocks, Craig.
Yeah, B.A., he throws his weight around, but what separates him is his skill. Against the best post defenders in the league, he comes up with creative ways to score.
And now let's see how teams compare in the early going with a look at the power rankings. You look at the Magic, they slipped a bit. Still in the top 10, though.
I think for the Warriors, they've been on a roll, victorious in their last 5 outings. really shoring up their #1 seed status.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the third quarter. Back to Şengün. The three, Smith. Porzingis grabs the board.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for Houston. On Sunday, they'll be playing against Jaren Jackson and the Utah Jazz.
And for their matchup with the Suns, that's a game where you'd be surprised to see them lose. They'd have to have a really off night for them to get upset there.
Durant looking around. The three, Smith. And another miss by Houston.
Well, it certainly hasn't been a smooth start after the break. Just 1 for 5 here to start the third.
Hits a three-pointer. Bennett's got 49 in the game.
Putting on a shooting clinic from deep. He had that huge first half, and he's still rolling.
The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Yeah, great positioning and timing from Şengün there. And his height helps a little, too.
Bennett can't hit.
And that's their first miss after hitting 4 in a row to start the half.
Pass to Van Vliet from behind the arc. And that comes off the assist by Durant. Durant's got his 4th assist in this one.
He must have visualized this one because everything is falling.
And Steve Kerr wants a timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Moody's checked in for the Warriors. Legs, when you're watching a young team play, what are the things you're looking for?
Well, look, a lot of teams have...
Good! That's another bucket!
An incredible performance tonight. He's at 50.
And tonight ties him for the 5th most 50-point games in NBA history. Here's Van Vliet. Three-pointer, Holiday. Bennett with a rebound.
And right now, they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with it.
Wow! With some power!
Wow, going to the top floor.
I almost can't believe what I saw. Incredible.
I'm speechless, man. I'm speechless. Well, it's always nice to head up to the connected cam to get another angle of these big plays, courtesy of AT&T. Outside Holiday. Fires the three. And there's Van Vliet on the assist from Holiday. Van Vliet's got 20.
And continues to make plays offensively, having a very efficient quarter.
Nails it from 3.
Bombs away in the first half. He's followed up the effort with 3 more triples since.
A minute 20 left in the third. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. And so it's Butler who brings up the ball for the Warriors. They'll be playing host to New Orleans for their next one, and they're deep into this homestand. That'll be game 4 out of 5. And the Rockets shooting 52% from the floor so far. Outside Durant. There's 48 seconds left in the third. Smith outside. Shot clock at 5. And here's Van Vliet from the arc. And Van Vliet again missing.
And all the credit goes to the defender. Very hard to contest threes without foul. Well, he has been pretty much unstoppable this quarter. And his team is thriving as a result.
Durant against Butler. Now here's Durant. He's got 7. Houston with another miss.
Clean look from mid-range. Coach will probably want to run that play again.
Shot is good by Bennett.
They've been very well-rounded and extremely focused.
And because of that, this one looks like a bit of a mismatch.
Three-pointer, Van Vliet. And a clear foul there as he shot the triple. He'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
Good defensive intensity, but you have to stay in control always.
Taking 3 shots.
And he sinks the second. And so it's the Warriors taking care of business in this one. And how about that performance in the NBA Cup? 4-0 in the group phase.
And both teams going through their pregame rituals, getting loose well before we're underway. Well, the weekend obviously is in full swing, and so is the NBA. Hey, thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. Here with Coach Dan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And patrolling the sideline for us again tonight, Allie LaForce. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Let's take a look at the Warriors. A terrific position for them as they hold up that illustrious top spot, but it's a long season, as we all know. And, of course, there's the Pelicans, just way behind.
Well, I think for New Orleans, they haven't packed any big surprises into the early part of this season. They're right in the middle of the NBA's pecking order.
Yeah, the middle of the pack seems to be right where they belong. They don't want to get complacent or to start pressing.
Now, the opening lineup for the New Orleans Pelicans. We've got Murray. DeAndre Jordan is out there with Zion Williamson. Then it's Fears. And it's Bay in at the 3.
At 6'6", number 10, Jimmy Butler.
checking out the New Orleans opening lineup. Zion Williamson out there with DeAndre Jordan. Then it's Murray, then there's Spears, and it's Bey in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Warriors, Butler and Draymond are the 3 and the 4. Then there's Stephen Curry, then it's Daniel Gafford, and it's Bennett in at the point guard position. As the season reaches full speed, RJ, how do players approach the game differently, you think, if at all?
I say the approach stays the same, but you have more data and video to prepare with. So you have to take that knowledge on the court and hope that you play smarter every single night.
And they pick up 2.
And that gets us rolling. Whew. What a tremendous atmosphere in here tonight.
And sometimes getting that first bucket puts momentum in your corner, but we'll just have to see.
Here's Bennett, coming off a terrific game against Houston.
One of the all-time great passing big men. Green opens up so many opportunities for this offense.
Here's Murray. The Warriors pull it in, and only a handful of teams in the history of the NBA have done what these guys are doing right now. 20 wins in a row.
And to go on a winning streak this long, it takes more than just talent. This team has tremendous chemistry, and these pieces complement each other so well. It's also about listening to your teammates, your coaching staff, and not letting your ego get in the way of succeeding as a group.
Still looking to get their offense in gear. 0 for 3 to start this game.
He buries it from 3.
When you let a team knock down that many threes, you know you're likely to be on the wrong side of a run.
The Pelicans have gone 0 for 3 from the floor to begin this one. All right, guys, we're lucky to have Shams Charania joining us now. Our 2K insider calling it with a story. What do you got, Shams?
Well, this summer saw Hall of Famer Joe Dumars put in charge of the Pelicans front office, returning to his home state of Louisiana. He talked about it being the right place, right time, right people in New Orleans. He's looking to ensure it's super organized, classy, and elite organization.
They'll get there. Shams, thank you. Boy, they're in a rough patch right now.
Yeah, momentum is definitely not on their side.
So timeout called here, the first for New Orleans. About 2 minutes into the first quarter here. Williamson outside to the inside. 6 on the shot clock. And Gafford with the block.
0 for 4 to start things off. Got a bit of a pillow fight brewing here, but they're going to get it going.
Jacks up a 3. Another 3 for Golden State.
Yeah, he's in his bag from beyond the arc right now. You see his confidence.
And, of course, it helps space the floor, which gives this offense more room to operate.
Now here's Murray. 27 points his last game. Down low. Uses the glass on the layup.
What a critical bucket. This game could have gotten out of hand early if they allowed that run to go much longer.
A deep 3. Bennett can't hit. Pelicans trail by 15. Pass to Murray. Takes him. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. A long-limbed 6'5" guard, Grant. Talk about what DeJounte Murray brings to the table.
Oh, man. Defense, defense, defense. I mean, he's led the league in steals, B.A. And Murray is really good at disrupting the point of attack, making things hard on the opposing ball handler.
Kristaps Porzingis, he's checked in for the Warriors. There's a minute 54 left in the first. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thank you, B.A. Zion Williamson is one of the most gifted athletes this game has ever seen, but now he's taken his commitment to conditioning to another level. He said, I definitely see the difference. I'm feeling like I don't exert as much energy to get to a certain speed. My movements are swifter. Ryan, back to you.
A scary thought. Okay, thanks for the report, Allie. Well, we've got a developing story here. Standing by remotely, we go to our 2K insider, Shams Charania, for the details.
Hey, Ryan. The intel today is out of the Bay Area. The Warriors with an early season transaction. They made a splash with the pickup of Daniel Gafford. That might not seem like a big move, but they're counting on him to play a big role moving forward. As a lob threat, there's not a lot he can't do either.
Good stuff there, Sean. Thanks for keeping us in the loop.
A dozen consecutive points off of threes. This defense looks rattled.
Jordan with a screen on Porzingis. Porzingis against Williamson. Pass to Fears. Gafford grabs the miss.
Defense pulled out all the stops to shut him down there.
Bennett can't hit. And it's Murray with the ball for New Orleans. They come into this one having outplayed the Grizzlies last time.
Talk about strong offensive production. They went out, played to their strengths, and were successful as a result.
And no team is going to shoot 50% every night, but this team has the right approach. When the shots are falling, they can light it up.
Shot is good by Bennett.
Building a big advantage early with a terrific all-around performance.
They got off to such a hot start, and that can keep you energized throughout the whole game.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors with plenty of breathing room. 23 points to end the quarter. Defense is setting the tone. We'll be right back. So far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
They've really been dialed in from deep. This is a team that has a ton of confidence in their outside shooting ability.
They're also managing to make lots of trouble for their opponent in transition. Right away, they're finding points on the break.
Quarter two and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Ooh, got that one up quick. Bennett's got 32 points.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
Here's Fears. Good D by Porzingis.
They're losing because he is struggling so bad, and he has not looked comfortable all game.
New Orleans has gone 3 of 6 from outside in the second quarter. Pass to Fears to the middle. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Great teamwork and great timing.
Oh, spectacular play. The Warriors lead by 21. The three. Shot is good by Bennett. Bennett's got 35 in the game.
And he's coming off a huge performance, and his confidence couldn't be any higher. And his coach knows that, too.
When it ain't broke, leave it alone. Until someone stops him, just let him roll.
The three, Fears. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Porzingis has got 4 rebounds in the game. You know, Grant, with the young Jeremiah Fears, the focus seems to be on his potential upside.
Yeah, he scores well, has a decent passing game, but there's room for more polish in other areas. As long as he works hard on developing, he'll reach that next level.
Here's Fears. Some solid defense from Butler.
Okay, let's just say it. This has been an ugly quarter for him. Not quite a break a mirror ugly, but it's getting there.
Well, New Orleans shooting just 31% in today's game. Not great. On the wing, Bay. Here's the three. It's tipped. And so it looks like the Pelicans will retain possession here. Santos is checked in for the Warriors. And the Pelicans also making a change. Murray's checked in. 44 seconds left in the second quarter. And again, New Orleans no good.
And usually that's a bucket for him. But look, nobody's perfect in the mid-range.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Williamson finds Murray. From outside, off the mark.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Puts up a deep three. Shot is good by Bennett. Bennett's got 38 points.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
here's Murray. Pass to Fears. To stop the run. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. And so it's the Golden State Warriors in total control, up by 29 going into the break. It hasn't taken them too many shots to get their points. They're winning with efficiency. We'll be right back after this word.
Fans, get ready for some high RPM and amazing shifts from your private Arena Entertainment.
Hey everybody, always a fascinating story. Our first order of business. Let's catch you up on some trades around the league. 4 players involved to get this one across the front office desks. Fellas, who's the biggest impact player here?
With Gafford, you know what you're getting. Rim runner, rim protector, and he works his tail off.
Former second-round pick has turned himself into a key rotation player. And now how about those first 2 quarters of play? Just a dominating performance for the Warriors.
Well, to be honest, a good shot for one person may not be a good shot for you. Each guy on this team has to understand his limitation and play to their strengths.
Self-awareness, an important trait for those who are constantly trying to get better. That does it for halftime. Let's get back to game action. Here's Brian Anderson with the start of the third quarter.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. You are a Hall of Fame small forward, so you know a bit about the position. What's key in excelling at the 3?
Well, B.A., you have to be able to space the floor. We almost never see a 3 or even 4 who can't make threes. And on the other end, lots of times you're matched up with quick guards.
Here's who James Borrego is starting the second half with. DeJounte Murray is out there with Fears. Then there's Saddiq Bey. Then there's Zion Williamson. And it's Jordan. In at center.
The jam not only shows Jordan's length, but also his hoops IQ. It's hard to line up a putback like that.
Bennett can't hit.
It's never easy from that distance, but we see him drill those and shoot around all the time.
Even though he is capable of hitting that shot, I'd like to see him work for a better look in that situation.
And there's the whistle. The illegal screen is the call.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Look, guys get away with this all the time, but on this...
And again for 3.
All game long, the threes have been pouring in for him. There is nothing stopping his shot.
And you know this is already a game he'll never forget. He's trying to make it a game the world never forgets. Pass to Murray. Shoots from 12. And New Orleans getting another bucket right there.
And this has been a nice start to the second half. They're 3 out of 4 in the rhythm of the offense right now.
Golden State calls timeout. Looking at the 2K leaderboard, these teams have been outstanding at creating offense through their defense. The Warriors, number 1.
And when you turn it over against these guys, they make you pay for it. They lead the league in points off turnovers.
Here's Bennett. And he's got 41 now. Fires the 3. And Fears pulls it down. Third quarter of play with just over 1.5 minutes gone by. And New Orleans getting another bucket right there.
And an excellent start to the second half. Only missed one shot in their first 5.
He takes it in. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
And despite the NBA's popularity, some folks criticizing the wide-open style of play.
Yeah, you know, B.A., some of the artistry is lost when guys are mostly hunting for open threes. But for some teams like the Celtics and Warriors, that's been a championship-winning formula. And, well, we all know it's a copycat league.
Inside. Pass to Bay. Here's Murray. Some nice passing by New Orleans here. The Warriors pull it in.
They've had a slight leg up on the boards and a big leg up on the scoreboard. Come on now, guys. That's flat out insane.
Hey, when's the last time you saw a jam like that? An impressive display. How about that look on the AT&T connected cam? And the Pelicans call time here.
Yeah, hoping to tap into something that'll get them clicking.
Yeah, they need to regroup and maybe try and draw something up that can get them a clean look at the basket.
And a look now at the breakdown between 3s and 2s for the Warriors.
And the 3-ball has been a huge part of their game plan. A great way to spread out a defense.
And it's Murray with the ball for the New Orleans Pelicans. The 3 is up. Rebounded by Green. Green's got his 4th rebound in this one.
He's not making much of an impact from deep. His sole three-pointer came.
Good! Another from 3.
And what a fireworks display he's shown us tonight. Just keeps hitting from deep.
Man, he's just exploded from deep tonight. That last make, tying him for 2nd in most 3s in a game. Here's Bennett. Take another bucket. Wow!
And this guy is just a historically great scorer.
And he stands alone with the 5th most career 50-point performances. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Hey, Brian. Commissioner Adam Silver was asked about the wildest ideas thrown around in the league office. He said, quote, one thing that's been discussed is potentially 2 free throws for a foul on a 3-point shot. I don't think...
And so it's the Warriors taking care of business in this one. Well, this might not have been the most competitive game we've ever seen, but you've got to appreciate their masterful performance.
And I'm sure that...
Thank you, everyone, for making it out.
All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that.
We hope to see
and that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Richard Jefferson, Grant Hill, and...
It's time for the NBA. Live on 2K Sports. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. On our sideline reporting it, Greg, no secret that these teams don't like each other. Could things get a little chippy tonight?
It would not surprise me at all, Kevin. These teams, not only fierce rivals, there's a little bit of animosity for one another. Throw in the fact that both these teams play in the same conference. Yeah, I'd say the spirits might be high tonight.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Holmgren plays at the 4 with Hartenstein at the center spot. Out on the perimeter, Wallace and Williams. And it's Mitchell in at the 1.
But we come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Good on the triple.
And I love the competitive edge Holmgren plays with, coming right back with his own triple.
Here's Bennett. And the Warriors, another 3.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with Steve Kerr. We talked about Jalen Williams and what he wanted to see from his team defensively against him. He told me we just have to be aware of where he is at all times. The second you lose sight of him, that's when he'll torch you. We all got to be on the same page. It seems like Williams will be a central focus for them tonight. Back to you.
All right, Allie, thank you. So, GA, when you think about Steph Curry's legacy, he changed the way the NBA game is played.
Man, it is hard to find a player who's had the impact of a Steph Curry, making us rethink what is possible. Curry's endless range has really inspired a generation.
And early on, they looked great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
Wallace with the ball, and Curry picks him up defensively, down low. That's good for Mitchell on the assist by Hartenstein.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well. But you can see the team is just continuing to call his number. Until the defense figures it out, it ain't going to change.
Holmgren looking around. And Draymond Green picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Porzingis is checked in for Green.
Substitution for your Warriors. Number 7, Kristaps Porzingis.
Mitchell outside. Ball is the screen. Just 4 to shoot. Kicks it out to Mitchell. A 3-pointer off the mark. Looking at Oklahoma City, they want to turn it around after the loss to Portland.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
That one good for 2.
This young man, one of the most dynamic players in the game. Williams showing off his vision.
Warriors leading by 3. Holmgren with the steal. Here's Williams, and Oklahoma City again with the bucket.
Listen, we know this guy has got a solid offensive arsenal. You've got to stay on point defensively.
Shot by Bennett, no good.
Sometimes you just lose that little bit of focus, and this is what happens.
Mitchell passes to Holmgren. It's a nice passing by Oklahoma City here. The shot by Williams, no good. The Warriors have gotten 6 or 7 shots to fall in the first quarter. They're off and running. And Doris, we had heard the era of the big threes might be fading, but the Thunder have one with Chet Holmgren, J-Dub, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And the beauty of that trio you just listed, they are all similar ages. They are all passionate about the craft of the game of basketball, and all 3 are about winning. But I'm telling you this, the Oklahoma City fans not taking anything for granted. They thought KD, Russell, and Harden would be together forever, and it didn't happen.
Some changes here for the Warriors. Santos is checked in, and it's DeAnthony Melton in for Draymond Green is checked in for the Warriors. And it comes in for Melton. The Thunder also changing it up. Williams comes in for Isaiah Joe. And Wallace subbed in for Mitchell. And Bennett throws it down.
gives a team such a great element, having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Well, you love it. Fearless, aggressive, leaving no doubt whatsoever.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Williams is checked in. The forward spots will be Butler and Green. Bennett is out there with Stephen Curry. And it's Porzingis in at the 5. That's the Warriors' 5.
Oh, my goodness. Take a flight, Mr. Caruso. Woo-hoo!
Here's Bennett. And he's good on the 3-ball. Bennett's got 6 here in this quarter.
And even after all those 3-pointers he hit in that first quarter, it looks like the D still didn't learn its lesson as they've left him open for another one.
Williams, good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Williams has got 3 assists now in this one. For Oklahoma City, their last game was a loss to the Trailblazers in Portland. And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Thanks. Stephen Curry is nearing the finish line. He said every year there's some new style, new energy coming through that challenges you. And seeing these young dudes come up and understanding how much talent there is, this is not going to be around forever. So enjoy every moment of it. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, Allie. Nice shot by Bennett. 1:27 left in the first half. Now here's Williams. His last outing, we saw him pour in 22. Holmgren outside. Here's Wallace. And a miss there on the triple.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 for that department.
Shot by Bennett, no good. Thunder trailing by 8. Here's Caruso. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And now, let's bring up the 2K leaderboard to see which teams over the last month have been best at scoring points off turnovers. Second, the Warriors.
They're taking advantage of every mistake that their opponents are making. I mean, they're really converting points off those turnovers.
What you love about Alex Caruso is the IQ he brings to both ends of the floor. Defensively, he's always anticipating, always pressuring, and offensively, he will make the right play.
Daniel Gafford's checked in for Porzingis. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Mitchell's checked in. To the paint. Wallace kicks to Williams. Pass to Mitchell. Jacks up a 3. That's no good, and he's 3 for 5.
Well, trying to apply to the 3 on the other end just doesn't go down for him.
Here's Bennett. This game an incredible scoring display for him. Bangs home the trifecta.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Pass to Caruso. And here is Wallace. Now Williams. Caruso sets the screen for Williams. And so it's the Golden State Warriors enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
You know what time it is. It's time for your fan half-court shot. Please direct your attention to center court. Drums, please. They're thinking about the shot. Give it up for the participants.
And hello, everybody. What an amazing first half performance it's been for the Golden State Warriors.
They've had a lot of success in transition, running for their lives like a turkey in November. Bark, bark, bark.
I don't know that that's a great comparison or a good turkey sound effect. Neither is that. Okay, next on the docket, multiple players about to be wearing different jerseys.
With Gafford, you know what you're getting. Rim runner, rim protector, and he works his tail off.
Former second-round pick has turned himself into a key rotation player. Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Really an incredible game from the machine.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
And we've got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. Shams, what's the story?
Thanks. Well, this new three-point era started with Stephen Curry, and it's really in the last decade that we're seeing the long-distance game extend to the center position. If you look at the list of recent champions, it seems it's also not a luxury, but a necessity to have a paint presence who can also stretch the floor from deep.
Yeah, certainly a nightmare to contain. All right, Shams, we appreciate the report. Here's who Mark Daigneault is going to put out there to start the second half. Out on the perimeter, Wallace and Williams. Holmgren plays at the 4 with Hartenstein at the center spot. And it's Mitchell in at the point guard position.
There's a dogged intensity with which Draymond Green plays the game of basketball. He will get to the space he wants and score it.
Here's Williams. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Williams has got 10.
Boy, he's been impressive scoring the basketball, but it is really tough to play from behind.
Here's Bennett. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Bennett's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Warriors. And so Mark Daigneault calls a timeout. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. A fantastic string of games for him. Your Western Conference Player of the Week, the Machine.
He's really been on his A game lately. You know, the way their offense is set up, it really relies on his ability. He sets the tone each time down the floor, and he's been a lot of fun to watch.
Mitchell wide open. And the 3 off target.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Thunder trailing by 18. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Hartenstein passes to Holmgren. For 3, Mitchell. Rebounded by Gafford. Gafford's got 4 rebounds now tonight. You know, with Daniel Gafford, they have an element inside that a lot of teams are looking for.
Well, let's begin with his motor. Daniel Gafford wants to play hard and compete on every possession. He's a lob threat and a rim protector. Give me all of that.
Hartenstein with the screen for Holmgren. The Thunder with another miss.
This is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
Well, it hasn't mattered what the defense has tried. He has had every counter. What a great night.
Oklahoma City's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Williams passes to Holmgren. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
Well, he's got a paint stroke. That one almost dropped.
Here's Bennett. Good! Another from 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. One guy has been getting it done as the Machine.
Listen, the timeout was appropriate. They're giving up 3 after 3 after 3.
Zinkas checked in for Golden State. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Caruso's checked in. Here's Wallace. No scoring in this one. Hartenstein with a screen on Curry. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Williams. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area. All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
Pass to Caruso. Caruso sets the screen for Mitchell. Williams against Porzingis. For 3, Mitchell. Warriors with the rebound. Porzingis has got 5 rebounds tonight. And good! He hits it again. That gives him 51.
Making it look easy.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. Oklahoma City is not the biggest town, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander said, quote, me personally...
And again for 3.
Another 3. I'm not sure I've seen a better three-point shooting night.
They just keep pouring in. This is a top 5 all-time single game for three-point shots made.
He's missed everything he's taken in this quarter, and it's making it very difficult for them to come back.
Connects again from distance.
And what a fireworks display he's shown us tonight. Just keeps knocking them down from deep.
Craig, he has just exploded from beyond the arc. That last make tying him for second in most threes in a game.
Boy, this guy has not had a great night, and it really has weighed the entire team down.
And some changes here for the Warriors. Santos has checked in. Moody's subbed in for Butler. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Jalen Williams is checked in for Hartenstein. Chad Holmgren comes in for Williams. Isaiah Joe, he's checked in for Cason Wallace. And Jared McCain subbed in for Mitchell. Here's Bennett. And again for...
Outclassed his own previous record. A new number for the second most single-game triples. Just a master cannoneer.
Firing away and making a little history in the process. What an honor to witness this. What an honor to be here. He is, quite simply, as good as you'll ever see from long range. Here's Joe. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. The Warriors on top, just dominating this one. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from San Francisco. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them. And what a beautiful...
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps. And the execution was flawless.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and the rest of our terrific 2K crew, this is Kevin Harlan. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, the Machine.